When people talk about success, most of us picture wealth, a big house, a nice car, the freedom to buy anything. But if money defines success, then the richest people would be the happiest. Across studies, some of the happiest communities on Earth live in small villages, far from luxury. So what's happening here? Why do we, with all our ambition and technology, keep chasing something that doesn't seem to satisfy us? Today, we're looking deeper into the psychology, biology, and philosophy of success. And we're exploring how our definition of success changes with time, with purpose, and with perception. The feeling of success starts in the brain. Dopamine drives us to chase. It's the chemical of anticipation, not satisfaction. When we dream of things like building a business, becoming wealthy, or buying our first sports bike, dopamine pushes us forward. But once we reach the goal, the brain resets, the reward fades. That's why the chase never ends. Serotonin and oxytocin are different. They create contentment and connection. Serotonin gives us peace when life feels stable. Oxytocin gives us warmth when we belong, to family, to friends, or to a team. The balance between these systems decides how we feel success. Too much dopamine, and life becomes a race we can't finish. Too little, and life becomes stagnant. Most of us build a private definition of success, a mix of what we see, what we believe, and what we expect. When our vision of life matches our lived reality, we feel satisfied. When it doesn't, we feel restless. That's why a farmer who measures success by how healthy their crops look can feel as fulfilled as a CEO. Their perception, vision, and reality align. A millionaire scrolling social media may not have that alignment. Their vision expands faster than their reality. So even with wealth, they feel behind. Happiness, in essence, isn't about how much we have. It's about how close our reality sits to our expectations. Society programs the vision. We inherit the story that success equals money, and social media amplifies it. Comparison stretches the gap between where we are and where we think we should be. In smaller or poorer communities, that comparison loop is tighter. People measure success locally. They value contribution, relationships, and daily purpose, so their psychological alignment remains intact. That's why many of them report higher happiness despite fewer possessions. When perception and context move in harmony, the mind feels coherent. When they drift apart, anxiety grows. Success also evolves with time. In youth, dopamine dominates. Most of us crave freedom, identity, and status. Success looks like achievement, career, wealth, independence. As we move into adulthood, oxytocin rises. We start valuing stability and connection. For most people who become parents, the definition of success expands beyond themselves. It's no longer about having more, but providing more. For someone in poverty, success might simply mean my kids are fed. For someone affluent, it might mean my kids never struggle. Different realities, same instinct, the drive to secure the next generation. Later in life, serotonin takes the lead. Success becomes reflection, legacy, and peace. We look back and ask, did my life matter? Did I live in line with what I value? That's the full arc. Youth is mostly about self-expansion. Adulthood is about protection and contribution. And old age becomes coherence and meaning. There are layers most of us don't always see. Narrative identity, the story we tell ourselves about who we are. Cognitive bias, how our brain exaggerates gains or losses. Existential awareness, knowing our time is limited and letting that sharpen meaning. Culture and information overload. Social media constantly moves the goalpost. Moral alignment, because when success violates our values, it feels hollow. Physical and mental health, stress, sleep, and hormones shape emotional stability. Spiritual orientation, the sense that meaning can come from something beyond ourselves. Each layer shapes what success feels like, even when the external picture looks perfect. Everything we've discussed, dopamine, happiness, family, wealth, culture, comes down to one principle. alignment. Success isn't about how much we own or even how much we achieve. It's about the alignment between our vision, our perception, and our reality. When what we chase, what we believe, and how we live all point in the same direction, the mind is at peace. When they clash, no amount of success feels like enough. That's why someone with little can feel rich, and someone rich can feel empty. As we age, success shifts from self-expansion to system stability. In early life, we chase impact. Later, we protect what matters. The measure moves from I win to we thrive. Philosophers have said this for centuries. Aristotle called it eudaimonia, flourishing through virtue and purpose. Living a life of fulfillment by realizing our potential and acting in line with our highest values. Viktor Frankl called it meaning through responsibility. Modern psychology calls it self-transcendence, when our sense of purpose expands beyond the self, and we find meaning in contribution, connection, or service to something larger. Different words, same truth. Success isn't found in wealth alone, but in coherence between our purpose, our values, and our environment. If our goal in life is to be rich, that's not wrong. But we should understand what we're truly chasing. Dopamine's promise of the next reward. Wealth can buy comfort, not contentment. If we want lasting satisfaction, we need to align our internal systems. Set goals that match our values. Keep expectations realistic. Nurture relationships. They stabilize the mind. Stay physically healthy. The brain depends on it. Redefine success as we evolve. Let it move with our life, not against it. So maybe the question isn't how do I become successful? Maybe it's how do we define success so that it aligns with the life we actually want to live? When we ride our own path, not the one society drew for us, we stop chasing and start experiencing. Because real success isn't at the destination. It's in the alignment between our vision, our perception, and our reality. Moment by moment, mile by mile. I hope you got value out of this video. Please like and subscribe and join me again on my next ride.